What if every new customer inquiry automatically went to the right salesperson the second it was submitted? No more manual copy pasting, just pure hands-free automation. Today I'm going to show you how to build exactly that using just Google Forms and Sheets. No code, no complex tools, and it's completely free. Let's build it. First things first, we need to create the starting point for all of your orders, a Google form. You go to Google Drive. From there, you click on the New button. From here, you click on Google Forms. So you will see this blank form has opened up. For now, we'll click on No thanks for this. We'll start by naming this form. I'll name this form Wazir Automates. You can name this whatever you like. You can put the name of your company or your product for your form. Let's start building this form out. Our first question that we will ask for a client to enter is their name. We need to make sure that the type of question is short answer. We will make this question mandatory. Now we will add a second question. To do that, we click on this plus sign and we can see a second question is added in. Our second question is we want to know what their email address is for us to be able to reach out to them. We'll mark this as mandatory as well. We'll go to our third question now. Our third question is going to be select region closest to you. For this, we will provide three options. Option 1 is going to be Texas. Option 2 is going to be Florida. Option 3 is going to be North Carolina. Now we need to make sure that it says drop down. Actually, not drop down. We want to make sure this is multiple choice. And we want to make sure this is a mandatory question. This actually is an important question for us. This is the key that makes our automation work. We're going to add our fourth question. Our fourth question is going to be how many units of product are you interested in purchasing? We will tell them what the price already is, so we only get good quality of leads. Price per unit is $997 USD. We'll make sure that the answer is a multiple choice. Option 1 is going to be you want 1 unit of our product. Option 2 is going to be 10 units of our product. Final option is going to be more than 50. We're going to keep this question as mandatory as well. This question helps us understand what is the size of order that this client is interested in purchasing. Now we'll go to our fifth question. Our fifth question is where we are trying to understand what is their pain point. So we will say, what challenge or challenges are you looking to solve with our product? Okay, so for this, we'll keep it a short answer and we will keep it non-mandatory. Not everyone is going to be able to know exactly what their pain point is. We will add our sixth question now. Our sixth question is going to be, what is your expected timeline for implementing a solution? This is where we are trying to gauge from the client what is their motivation, how quickly do they want our solution. So We will make this multiple choice as well. The first response we will provide is within 1 to 3 months. So if the client tells us it's within 1 to 3 months, this gives us a signal that their need is immediate. The second option we will provide is within 3 to 6 months. If the client selects this signals us the need is in the planning stage for the client. The last option we will give is more than 6 months. If the client selects this, then it tells us the need is just on the research phase. We need to know the answer to this one, so we'll mark this as mandatory as well. Our seventh and last question that we are going to ask is, what other solutions, if any, are you currently evaluating? We're going to keep this short answer. We'll keep it not mandatory. What this question tells us, if the client provides us an answer, is A, what is the competition? And if they are indeed looking at some other product, if it does come down to negotiation, what is the price point that we are playing with? Now we click on the publish button. Now this pop-up, essentially it is saying that anyone who has this URL will be the one who can view our Google form. And this is the setting that we actually want. So we will click on the publish button. Now we copied this URL over here. Okay. Since the pop-up went away, this is another place where we could have copied the link. So we'll copy this link, click on copy here, and we will paste this in a notepad. We paste this in a notepad because we will need this link later. Now we'll go to the responses tab. We'll click on this link to sheets. We need to make sure that we are clicking on this create a new spreadsheet, and here we can rename the spreadsheet. I'm gonna name my spreadsheet as Wazir Automates Responses, and then I'll click on the create button. So we can see that the responses spreadsheet is open now. You can see all the questions that we put in the Google form are showing in column wise, each column. Now we will create one tab per salesperson. Let's say Mark is the salesperson for Texas, Bob is the salesperson for Florida, and Sharon is the salesperson for North Carolina. So we create 3 tabs. We right click on this form responses 1. We then select this duplicate, and we can see a copy of the form responses 1 has been created. We right click on the copy and we rename it. We'll rename it to Mark. Now we repeat this process 2 other times for Bob and Sharon. Okay, so now we have done that. Now we'll go back to our notepad to fetch the URL that we had pasted in there for our Google form. We're going to copy this URL. We're going to open a web browser and paste it here. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fill this form once, and once the form is filled in once, then we will go into our spreadsheet and apply our automation logic, which is actually our magic. So I'll pick up a fake name. Let's say it's Meg. Let's say the email address is meg@gmail.com. We'll say the region is Texas because I want to start by showing you the tab of mark. Let's say it's 1 unit. What challenges are you looking to solve with the product? Let's say our challenge is productivity. Say the timeline is within 1 to 3 months. Let's say NA, not evaluating any other solution at the moment. We'll hit the submit button. So now that we have hit the submit button, this should populate our Google Sheet. So we'll go back to our Google Sheet. We go to this form responses 1 tab, which is our master spreadsheet, and you can see that it has captured the data that we submitted it from our form. Now we go to the sub tab mark, and in this mark sub tab, now we want that all the orders that have been submitted through the Google form, they should flow into the mark sub tab. So what we'll do is we'll go to cell A2 and we'll write a formula over there. The formula is going to be, it's a filter formula that we will use. So we write equal to filter. The first parameter that we need to pass is the range. And the range is coming in from our master sheet, which is the form responses 1 sheet. So we will say form responses 1. In there we wanted all the data, which is starting from cell A2 onwards till column E. So basically I'm saying from column A, from row 2, for all the rows and columns up until column E, all that data is my range. So the second parameter that we need to pass in this function is condition. And my condition is going to be, again in the form responses sheet, I want you to look at my column D2 to D. This column is where I'm saving the responses for all the questions which are corresponding to the region question. And I will say for all records where the region is Texas, provide all of those orders in the mark spreadsheet tab, and I'll hit enter. So now you can see that the order that we had submitted from the Google form, because the region there selected was Texas, is now showing under mark sub tab. So essentially this formula that we wrote, what this formula is saying is that it's saying go to the form responses 1 sheet here, look at all the data that is in the column A from A2 until column E for all the rows. So this all becomes my table, which is my range. And then it says look at column D, wherever the value is Texas, grab those rows and then assign them to mark automatically. Now we will go to the tabs for Sharon and Bob and write the formulas there as well. So we're gonna go to cell A2. Filter. Again, range was this is our range, and our condition Since this sheet belongs to Sharon, the region that is assigned to Sharon is North Carolina. So we hit enter. Right now it says NA because there are no records for any of the orders that have been submitted which have the region North Carolina. We are now inside Bob's spreadsheet and we will write the formula here again. The region associated with Bob is Florida. Okay, so you can see it says NA over here as well because we haven't submitted any order from the Google form that basically says the region is Florida. Now our automation is complete and we will test it. For us to test it, we will submit the Google form 2 more times with Florida and North Carolina, and then come back to our spreadsheet to see what we automated is working properly or not. So we go here, I'll say I need to submit another response. Say Ryan at gmail.com. The first one that we'll select is for the region Florida. I'll say I need 10 units. My challenge is less leads. My time frame is 3 to 6 months. No alternatives I'm currently looking at. So we are doing this for Florida. We submitted the form. We're gonna submit one more form now. So let's say we are submitting this for Kelly. This one is for North Carolina. More than 50 units are interested in buying. My challenge is to save time. My need is within 1 to 3 months. Not looking at alternatives. Click on the submit button. So now I've submitted one form for Florida and one form for North Carolina. Let's go back to our spreadsheet. Something has gone wrong. So looks like there's a problem somewhere in our formula. Let's see what's the problem in our formula. Oh, see, the problem is here I needed to mention that this D2 to D is actually inside of form responses 1. My mistake. So I needed to say form responses 1. Yeah, now it should work. Now this should give the order that came in for North Carolina. There you go. Same mistake we made for Bob. Let's go in here, and here we can see we made the same mistake. So we have to say this D2 to D is actually coming in from form responses 1 and not from the Bob spreadsheet. We'll click on this and we will see the order that was supposed to go for Florida to show up here. There you go. So now we can see that in our master sheet, you have 3 orders, one for Texas, one for Florida, one for North Carolina. But when you look at the marks tab, you can see it auto-populated all the orders for Texas. For Bob, it auto-populates all the orders for Florida. And for Sharon, it auto-populates all the orders for North Carolina. And there you have it. You've built yourself a self-sorting lead machine. Your sales reps now have their own personalized dashboards, and you have your time back. This isn't just about forms and sheets, it's about working smarter. If this saves you time, hit the like button and subscribe for more no-code automation tips. Let me know in the comments what you would use this for in your business.